I say. Don't Google it. Watch it.
With Eclipse dine-in cinemas Bundoran, now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more. To your seat. Find out more.
Time to join our man at the movies with the very latest from Eclipse Cinemas up there in Bundoran. I know he's a little late, but he has some cracking music. What's the reason you weren't here yesterday? Did you find your school bag? You did.
I did eventually. Well, I hadn't dressed up properly. I had to get all my gear ready for Derby O'Gill and everything else. But it turns out it was a karma bonus because I think I've seen one of my favorite movies of that's going to be one of my favorite movies of the year.
Wow.
Got to see because it was a day later. But we will talk about that later. This is a good week, Seamie. This is a good week. Now I'm aware that it's the bank holiday weekend, and thank God it looks like the weather's good, and there's loads of parades and events all over the northwest. So maybe people won't necessarily be coming this weekend, but they'll catch up with us eventually. And I'm really pleased this week. It's such a good week. But we start with one that has caught your eye, hasn't it?
It has, yeah, because there's some cracking Irish stars in this, and it's Black Bag. And tell me, it's getting a lot of publicity, and Michael Fassbender in there,
yep.
Kate
Blanchett, yeah.
Yes.
Pierce Brosnan is in it as well.
Yeah,
as well. And Seamie, let me just tell you, because I was wondering about this before we play the clip, what Black Bag is. And what it is because it's all about spies who are involved with each other, like their husband and wife, and there's another couple who are going out together, because they kind of can't date outside their business, right? Because then you can't say anything to anyone. So they're all dating each other. But every now and then, instead of saying it's classified, they go, Black Bag. So what time will you be home at tonight? Black Bag. You should use that with Etna. I'm just saying... It could work for you.
I'm going to use it with you.
Yeah. But let's play the clip and you kind of get a sense of the movie.
I would do anything for you.
Would you?
Yes.
You got a breach. You cannot imagine the damage.
Thousands of innocent people will die.
Who's the suspect?
Your wife.
If it is Catherine, do you really think you can do it?
I don't know.
Find the leak.
It's a very dangerous line of work.
I'll say.
Would you kill for me, George?
Black Bag, only in cinemas March 14. Book tickets now.
Oh, we get a kind of a good snippet of what it's kind of about, and it's not a comedy as such.
No, but it is quite funny in parts.
Funny.
This is one of the coolest movies I've seen in a long time, right? So it's made by Steven Soderbergh, who makes all sorts of different genres of movies, but there's a touch of the Ocean's 11 in the style, the fashion, the fast pace as they move along. But what really intrigued me about this, Jamie, I knew it was a spy movie, right? And so Michael Fassbender, Kate Blanchett are spies, and his job is basically to find out who's telling the truth. He hates liars, and he's really good at spotting them. And he's asked to investigate a group of people, including his own wife. And that's where we start. But it's a spy movie. It's not, they're not superheroes. They're not action spies. Nobody jumps out of a helicopter, right? There is a little bit of action, but it's all like, you could understand humans might actually be able to do this, right? There's nothing fantastic about it, except the plot and the acting. It is, so well done, and it's kind of a lot of the scenes that really tense are like interrogation scenes, like Line of Duty, where they made up for having no budget by having us in this tight little room going, who did it? This is so well done, except they have plenty of budget, so everyone's really stylish, and Michael Fassbender asking questions to try and figure out what happens. It's a little bit Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy in that sort of world of intrigue and so on, but really fast Ocean's 11 paced, right? It's only an hour and a half. It felt like 15 minutes. I wanted more. It's so good. I didn't see where it was going at all. Every now and then I went,
brilliant.
And I just made this sound go, That's what I kept on doing. I think you will love this. It's one of two movies I think you will love this weekend. It is just proper, intelligent spy thriller for grown-ups, right? So even if you go, I don't really like, James Bondy. No, it's brilliant. It's clever. It's funny. And it's so cool. And again, an hour and a half, highly recommended. I can't believe
today.
It opens today. And the biggest shock for me is I assumed this was going to be the movie of the weekend, but it's not.
Where are we going?
So we're going to the bottom of the ocean, Jamie, for movie number 2. So this is a movie, I knew it was based on a documentary, which some people might have seen, right? Called Last Breath. And I knew it was about a diving disaster. It's guys who work on fixing the bottom of the oil platforms in the North Sea, right? The roughest of oceans, and they go down and they do that. Super professionals, right? I knew all that, and that's all I knew. And all I can say is that is the way to see this movie. So if you're intrigued by what I say, don't Google it, watch it. That is my biggest bit of advice. So the three divers go down to fix the platform. The boat above is hit by a storm, and there's a problem with the cable, and that's all I'm going to say. And lo and behold, and again, it's only about an hour and 25 minutes. Some of the tensest times I have ever seen. This is literally incredible. I couldn't believe it happened. And of course, it's one of those movies you're straight on to Google afterwards going, this cannot be true. This cannot be a true story. Completely and utterly true. None of this inspired by a true story. This is a true story. And it's one of the best movies I've seen in ages of its type, of any type of movie. And again, I watched this at 8 a.m. This is not the time. I got a text from someone I work with. They're going, what's up with you? And I was going, oh, I just watched Last Breath. And I was actually shaking. I know it was St. Patrick's Day, or it's St. Patrick's weekend, but even at 9:30, I felt it was too early to have a drink. But if I'd had it any later, if I'd watched the movie any later, I would have. It is so good. I really think, now you love Black Bag for its coolness and its smarts, but for absolute real life drama, think Apollo 13, especially for those people who saw Apollo 13 without knowing what happened, which lots of people do. I really enjoyed this, and it's so cinematic. It's so brilliant, and I was terrified and excited and thrilled, and I was crying. Everything. I really enjoyed it.
That's some recommendation.
Yeah, I really loved it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have caught my eye. The only reason I'd watch it is Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson,
I love him in anything. He's one of those films. Yeah, he just makes it.
He's so good in it, Jamie, but in a very. No, he's playing very much the Woody Harrelson character. He's always playing Woody from Cheers, but in a very different sort of amiable way. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. All right.
Brilliant.
Okay. Enough said. Brilliant. Last Breath, that's now showing. Now, what have we got? In the Lost Lands, we're back to fantasy, are we? We are.
And this is really unfair in this movie because it's a bit of crack, right? But it is absolutely stupid and ridiculous. And another week,
don't hold back on your review now.
No, but another week you'd kind of go, it was a good bit of fun. But because I saw two of the best movies we've had in a row in ages, and this was sandwiched in between them, it was really unfair on it. Because this would be, I'd say, if you play a lot of computer games and fantasy worlds and stuff, you'll really enjoy this. And it is, look, part of the reason I kind of said the stupid dialogue, that is part of the genre. It's done on purpose, like, oh, I've heard talk of the witch that lives in the, blah, blah, blah. And she has the spell of the power of boo, 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 boo. And like, that's cool. I used to read all those books when I was a kid, and I loved them. And if I was 16, I would absolutely love it. I found this very entertaining. But as I said, it was sandwiched between the two.
It's up against it this week, is it?
It was
up
unfair.
Against it.
But if I'd say if there's kids out there who play those sort of games, or particularly if they watch something like The Witcher on Netflix, they'll really enjoy this. It's good crack.
Okay.
But not for you.
Okay, right. Okay, we'll leave that. That's the Lost Lands no show. Now, it is Patrick's weekend. You're bringing back a couple of, what would I say? Standards.
Irish. Top of the morning, indeed.
You're going Paddy Wackery altogether on me.
Yeah, and we've Darby O'Gill for a start. Now, I don't think I've seen Darby O'Gill since I was about 6 or 7, right? Oh, by the way, that was not first time around. I'm old, but I'm not that old. But so that's coming back. And so do a load of things. People do love it. And we just thought we'd do something different for the weekend that's in it. So Darby O'Gill is playing a couple of times in the Director's Lounge on Sunday. And then on Sunday night there we have a film I've seen many times and quite recently because I did a paper on it for college. And it's The Quiet Man. Winner of the best Oscar in 1950. In some ways it's old fashioned. In other ways it is as modern still as it was when it came out. It's really clever. Some of the stuff you remember about it, you're wrong. There's things in it you go, wow, that's quite modern. That's very clever. That's very modern. And then there is a bit of Paddy Wackery too. John Wayne, I don't think was ever better. I don't think he was ever better.
He just had a chemistry with Maureen O'Hara.
Yeah,
there was a chemistry.
Is brilliant. And as I said, don't find. But sometimes you got to just sit back and relax and let it wash over you. For the weekend, it is. It's a brilliant old movie. And again, look, as much as I love the other movies, maybe some of the older people wouldn't be into those movies that I was talking about. And
Yeah,
maybe
but the good of this.
bring your mum or your dad to see Quiet Man, or maybe Darby O'Gill for nostalgia's sake, and everyone will enjoy themselves.
But you're great for bringing them back, and it just makes up the weekend. Now, Misted Monday, very quickly, bring them back.
Yeah, so another Irish movie, but a very different spirit to Darby O'Gill and the Quiet Man. This is one of the darkest movies I saw this year. I thought it was very good. Won't be for everyone, but Barry Keoghan, who's, look, let's face it, is great and edgy, is great and scary. So it's like a tale of violence and revenge set around Wicklow sheep farmers. I was, jaw on the floor dropped, but it's very good. And again, dark in a way that maybe all the other movies we talked about, if none of them appeal to you, maybe this would be your sort of thing. Do you remember Get Carter? If you remember that sort of movie, that's the sort of movie it is. And it's well worth watching. And it's on Monday for only a fiver. So it'll get over your hangover. It'll shock you out of your hangover on Monday.
Hey, that was great. Thanks a million. That was the movies with Collie. Look, have a great St. Patrick's weekend and enjoy the movies. We'll talk to you back here Thursday.